Welcome back to Sips of Cinema, the show where we drink wine, or in this case, water, because I'm still on my diet and you're sick.
Yeah, just in case my voice sounds different today.
But yeah, like we mentioned in the previous episodes, we'll still be drinking wine, but we're still trying to figure out what kind of drinks we're going to be doing for every single episode. Because honestly, with my diet that's going to be lasting for a while, it just doesn't make a lot of sense to be drinking that much wine. So we'll figure it out. This week, we're just getting hydrated.
Good old Kirkland brand.
Yeah, exactly.
Shout out to Costco.
Yeah, shout out to Costco. Not sponsored. But yeah, so the trailer for Spider-Noir dropped, of course, which is starring Nicolas Cage. Oh, and by the way, I'm your host, Cameron Kozak, and this is my co-host, Chandler Kozak. Gotta remember to keep doing that.
We'll let the intro roll.
Yeah. That's okay. It still sounded natural. But yeah, so the trailer dropped for Spider-Noir, the show on Prime Video that stars Nicolas Cage returning as Spider-Noir because, as you know, he voiced Spider-Man Noir in, excuse me.
Maybe he's sick.
Yeah, maybe I'm sick too. In Into the Spider-Verse. But what's a little bit confusing, I guess you could say, or just a little bit different, is that this is a different version of Spider-Noir. So even though Nicolas Cage is playing Spider-Noir, again, it is a different version because in this version, the series, it's Ben Reilly, which is a little confusing because Ben Reilly's already a spider. It's the Scarlet Spider. So I don't know. They say that the Sony executives have explained that they're going to explain it in the show as to why his name is Ben Reilly. They say that so far the reason that they're going with is that they really want to give this version of Spider-Noir more of like an adult twist on it so that it's really like a man that's looking back on his, past mistakes and, kind of like coming to terms with that and just being this like older detective guy. So I think they wanted to separate it from the Peter Parker because Peter Parker sounds like a kid's name, or like a teenager's name. So it is different, but looks amazing. It looks amazing. And in this episode, we're just basically going to be talking about all of the live action interpretation. Not all, we're not going to talk about the 70s versions, but the Tobey, the Andrew, the Tom, and now the Nicolas Cage version. And we'll touch a little bit on the Spider-Verse movies because those are just amazing. But mainly this episode will just be talking about the live action interpretations because honestly, I feel like a lot of people haven't been making a big enough deal as to how excuse me, wow, I haven't had a raspy throat at all this week, and of course now I'm having a raspy throat for the episode.
We postponed this recording by 4 days because how sick I was.
I know.
And now he's getting it.
But it's fine. I think I actually just might need to take a sip of water. Kirkland brand. But yeah, so I don't think people are making a big enough deal as to how this is the first, like, besides Tom Holland, who isn't the newest version of a live action Spider-Man swinging, that was 2017. Nicolas Cage, this is the first in a while where we've seen a new live action version of Spider-Man that is swinging, and I just don't think people have been making a big enough deal about that. Like, think about it. Tobey.
Does Tom Holland really not swing?
I just mean in terms of.
I was like, am I misremembering the movies?
No, I just mean in terms of like, well, yeah, we have Miles Morales and we've gotten all those Spider-Men swinging, but like live action, like big budget live action, we haven't, other than Tom Holland, Andrew Garfield, and Tobey Maguire, we haven't seen a new live action.
Oh, that's what you meant.
Yeah.
Okay.
We haven't seen
for
like
a second. For whatever reason, I thought you meant we don't see Tom Holland literally swing.
No.
In the movies, I was like, we're
just that we haven't seen like a new live action, and it's a totally new Spider-Man. It's not. It's a totally new, different version of Spider-Man. And I think. I mean, a lot of people have been reacting. Have been having good reactions to the swinging because you saw it. It does look great.
It does.
It looks really good. But that's not what I mean. I just mean I think it's so cool that we're getting another live action Spider-Man where he's swinging, because I didn't think that they had the budget to be able to do those kind of stunts, but they do, and it looks great. The show looks great, but I guess we'll get started at the very beginning, the ones that we grew up on, the Tobey Maguire ones, because we can be, people can complain and just be like, oh, you're just biased about it. You're just saying it because you want to be different. But Tobey Maguire has been my favorite Spider-Man.
Oh, yeah, it's my favorite, hands down.
He's been my favorite. I mean, yeah, you can make arguments as to why, Andrew Garfield might be better, or like might have better Peter Parker whatever vibes, or Tom Holland might have better Spider-Man vibes. Like every single actor is good at Spider-Man in their own way, but Tobey is just like the Sam Raimi Spider-Man movies are so freaking good.
Yeah.
I love them all. I mean, we'll start with the first one because the first one, I believe the first one came out in 2002. Yeah, it was 2002. And it sees Tobey Maguire, who at the time was not the biggest name actor. He'd been in a few things. I think specifically Seabiscuit was one of the movies.
Was Seabiscuit before or was that after?
I think it was. I think it was.
For some reason, I feel like it was newer than the first one.
I feel like it was in between a 1 and 2.
Maybe,
so it was like right around the time
there,
that Tobey Maguire was really like making a name for himself. But I don't know. He looked young in that movie, so it may be before the first Spider-Man, but I don't know. Spider-Man is that is like one of the most like comic book movies you'll see.
Agreed.
I think it's so rewatchable. Willem Dafoe as the Green Goblin is just so good.
I'm something of a scientist myself.
Yeah, I'm something of a scientist myself. And he comes back obviously later in Spider-Man No Way Home, which we'll get to. But the original trilogy, they're just so good. I guess we can talk about the trilogy all in one. We don't have to talk about each individual film because I really want to talk about Spider-Man 3 because a lot of people when that movie came out hated it so much. I loved it.
I did too.
You didn't like it?
No.
Oh,
I liked it too.
I love it. I mean, I do agree. Apparently, a lot of people had made the argument that the reason it was bad was because Sam Raimi wanted to make a 4th movie with some of the villains that were in, because apparently Spider-Man 3 was just supposed to be a Sandman story.
Yeah, I heard about that.
Yeah,
they forced all of it into one movie.
Yeah, and that's partially true, but it's kind of not. It's mainly that Sony wouldn't give Sam Raimi any extra money, any extra time for the 3rd, so just a lot of stuff had to cut corners, and they really had to rush Venom's character to Topher Grace, which, I mean, he's funny as Venom, but I think Tom Hardy definitely does a better job in the Venom role. But I love Spider-Man 3. I think it's an excellent film. I think it's fun. I think Sandman, I think what's his name? Thomas Hayden Church. I think he does a phenomenal job. I was really bummed in Spider-Man No Way Home when he returned, when it was announced that he was going to return as Sandman in that movie, but it was filming during the tougher parts of COVID. So his only agreement was that he just wouldn't be on set because he didn't want to be around that. So they made his character Sand the entire film, and I was just like, that was so distracting. It was just like so obvious. Like, I don't know. It was just.
It'd be cool if we could revisit it. Weren't they talking about potentially making another one with Tobey Maguire? I heard rumors of them like making a new one.
So there a lot of people. So Sam Raimi had just come out with his newest horror thriller movie, Sent Help. And in some of his interviews, a lot of people were asking him, obviously, because he directed Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, which I think is underrated. But a lot of people were asking him if he would revisit Spider-Man 4, and he had said a few things that could suggest that he wanted to revisit it.
Yeah.
And a lot of people were just like spreading around rumors like, oh, there's a potential that we're going to get Spider-Man 4. But then no, in one of the interviews, he just said he doesn't want to take any of the spotlight away from, Tom Holland and, what the MCU is doing. He doesn't want to do that in any disrespectful way, which, I mean, I can respect. I mean, I think it would still be really cool if we got a Spider-Man 4 because obviously.
First off, I don't really think it matters. You're not taking the spotlight away from anything because of the multiverse.
No, and I just.
Maybe spacing them out and not like releasing them like. If Tom Holland is in another one next year, maybe don't release the 4th one the year after. But if they're taking like subsequent breaks, I mean, we're obviously getting new stories with the Nicolas Cage character now.
Exactly.
We've got the animated movie.
Exactly.
There's room for them to make a 4th one. Not saying that he
agree.
will or should or whatever, but it'd be nice to see it.
I agree. I think there is room for him to make the next Spider-Man movie, but I mean, it would be like, I mean, obviously everyone's older now, and it would have to be
a nostalgia kick for sure.
Yeah, it would definitely that. but also I don't know. I feel like it's one of those things that's kind of just like over and done with because Spider-Man 3 came out in 2007, so almost 20 years ago. So it would just be. He did just Sam Raimi did say that he's just like he has no interest in like revisiting that, and I think I can respect that. But it would be so cool.
What if he made like kind of like an Old Man Logan? What if he made like an Old Man Spider-Man where it revisits
that was actually
that timeline 20-something years later?
That was what everyone wanted when Logan did come out. I remember like there was like this poster that they released where it was like in the style of Logan, and everyone was like, we just need. We need them to bring back Tobey Maguire as Spider-Man and do an Old Man Logan version because that's literally what everyone wanted was an old man or a Logan version of that story, and I think that would be cool. But Tobey is coming back. He's just not for Spider-Man 4 because he is. I'm pretty sure he's in Doomsday.
Yeah,
I think he is also in Secret Wars. I know that some people there are so many people returning, but there were a lot of set photos released. And he was one of them. So it's either he's gonna have a small role in Doomsday, or have a big role in Secret Wars. Obviously, I don't like knowing that kind of stuff. I just
it kind of ruins it.
It does. Like I mean, it just kind of ruins it. I mean, I like them announcing stuff. I feel like they're saving some of the bigger announcements, like Tobey Maguire and Hugh Jackman as Wolverine, until like when the movies actually get released. So there's some hype to it. But yeah, I mean, Tobey Maguire. It would be awesome to see a Spider-Man 4 because I believe that the Sam Raimi trilogy is one of the best superhero trilogies out there. I think a lot of people diss on Spider-Man 3, but I think it's great. It's an emotional movie. It's fun. It's funny. It's created so many memes. Like
so
many. Like I mean, I think every single frame of that movie is potentially a meme.
It could be, yeah.
But
speaking on the first three, I do have a fun fact.
Oh, yeah, what's that?
You probably know this, and I know we won't focus too much on fun facts, but the scene in the first movie where I'm pretty sure it's the scene where like MJ slips in the cafeteria.
Oh, yeah,
and he catches her. That was all real.
Mm-hmm.
And him catching the tray was real. I don't know about all the food that's stacked, but the tray specifically.
Oh, no, the food was real too.
Yeah.
It was 100% real.
156 takes.
Yep.
16 hours worth of filming.
I know.
Across like 3 days or something.
That's crazy. Yep. Yeah. That's Sam Raimi.
Insane.
Yep, he is.
I saw that and I was like, that's actual, like, that's crazy dedication.
What's so impressive to me about it, though, is, doing it is 100% impressive, but imagine just, like, Kirsten Dunst just reacted to it instead of actually like performing her lines. Would have been fucked up. They would have had to do it again.
Yeah.
So they had to like.
I didn't even think about that.
I'm sure Sam Raimi was just like, if you do it, just like make sure you just say one quirky like quippy line, like man, like or whatever she says in the movie, because I think she says that and then they immediately do a cut. Like. It's those kind of scenes that you want to get in like one take, or not one take, but
you want to make it real,
like practical.
Yeah,
practical, and then you have to make sure that you don't mess it up. It's and that like that's what I think about whenever I rewatch the movie. I was like, man, they do it, and it took so long. But imagine like one of them messes up, like they accidentally giggle or they hiccup or just like mess up the scene entirely. Like I don't know. That is a really good fun fact, though, one that's floated around the internet for a long time, and I remember finding that out for the first time. I was like, damn, that's so cool. But like, it was the early 2000s, and they have CGI. I mean, they were using CGI.
But even back then, I mean, CGI was way more. I don't want to say it was way more expensive, but it was it was way more like it was. But yes, I'm not saying that's exactly like the reason. It's just it wasn't as accessible as it is now.
But also Sam Raimi, he did it a lot in Send Help too, but he does a lot with practical effects. He loves practical effects. I mean, Sam Raimi has such an interesting, filmography, because he obviously had done the Evil Dead movies and just like redefined the horror genre. And then he did this amazing movie called
Spider-Man.
Well, yeah, the Spider-Man trilogy, but no, a simple plan. So I don't know if you saw that.
I don't think I did.
It is such a good movie. It's about these three friends that come across this plane crash that has money inside, and they devise a plan to keep it until it becomes like irrelevant to the rest of the actual case. and it's so good. Not what the video is about, but just basically, just Sam Raimi has such an interesting filmography, and to go from making those kind of like legendary horror films to Spider-Man, because like he 100% could have done a weird version of Spider, not weird, but like, you know, a horror version of Spider-Man, because in the comics there are a ton. There's a version of Spider-Man, the human spider, which they actually do reference that in the movie, the human spider. But like an actual horror version of the character where he just turns into a literal spider. Which would have made more sense. But what Sam Raimi does is he has that like quirkiness to his characters, to his scenes, like, you know, like the slow motion scene with him fighting Flash, and like the spitball and the fly, and like the close-up shots, like his like famous close-up shots of stuff, just to really like capture the moment. Sam Raimi's great. I think what he did with Spider-Man is so incredible, because not only do I think it is it's my favorite Spider-Man. I think Tobey Maguire, I think it's the best suit, which a lot of people are in love with the Amazing Spider-Man 2 suit, which, yeah, it's a good suit. Amazing Spider-Man 1 suit sucks. It's like, it looks like a motorcycle jacket or whatever. But like Amazing Spider-Man 2 suit is great. We'll get to that in a little bit. But I freaking love the Tobey suit. It's amazing. Tobey's version of Peter. It's so funny. Just I don't know. There's something so something so special about Tobey Maguire that I just love so much. Like, that's Spider-Man to me. Like, when I think of Spider-Man, that's Spider-Man. And we'll move on to, well, I guess is there anything else we could talk about with the Sam Raimi Spider-Man movies? Because we didn't talk about them individually. We kind of just like talked about all of them.
Yeah, we talked about his use of like practical effects and stuff, and this was just something that happened because I rewatched a couple of them just to you know, get in the spirit. And when rewatching the first one, it was really funny because I basically just off the dome verbatim was just like, yeah, they probably did this for this reason. Our dad was like, man, they even back then they just used CGI for all this, like the fire scenes with the buildings. It's really cool. And I was like, I guarantee you they didn't use CGI for this. It's probably a miniature that they used real fire in it, and it's just like a tiny little miniature set. And I looked it up, and he goes, CGI. It says CGI was too expensive back then. A lot of this was practical effects done with little miniatures.
Exactly.
And I was just like,
and actually, the in the first movie, where the Green Goblin's pretending to be that like scared, that was, they shot that in a flaming set, which was really cool. But yeah, I mean, we didn't even talk about Spider-Man 2, which is arguably the best of the. It's either Spider-Man 2. I mean, I think Spider-Man 3 is still at the bottom, but I still love it.
It's good,
but
it's
between Spider-Man 2 and Spider-Man 1. People love Spider-Man 2. People call that like the Dark Knight of the Spider-Man, I mean, which it kind of is. It kind of like perfects the villain, the persona of Spider-Man, like, you know, the downfall, the rise, which. Honestly, you know, as I think about it, I think Spider-Man 2 might actually be the better one. I just think they're
he just convinced himself.
I just think there's so much nostalgia with the first, like Green Goblin, Willem Dafoe. There's so much nostalgia with the first. But Spider-Man 2 with Doc Ock, it's great. I mean, it's really, really cool. That train scene, it's a beautiful film, actually. Man, when you start thinking about films, you gain a new appreciation for them.
Spider-Man 1 set up Spider-Man 2 for success. Spider-Man 1 was like the OG. When I think of like an origin story movie, when it comes to superheroes, like I think there's two that immediately come to mind. The first one is Sam Raimi's Spider-Man. That's like the OG superhero origin story, and the second one is the Iron Man movie, the first Iron Man movie.
Yeah, I mean,
those are the two that come to mind, and Spider-Man always takes that cake.
Yeah, to me, it's the first X-Men movie, as like. As far as when we're talking, it's still like an origin film, mainly for Wolverine. That's the one that comes to mind. It's either X-Men, Iron Man. Just like, yeah, I mean, you're right in the aspect in the respect to like it feeling like almost ripped straight from the comic book. Like, at least Wolverine in X-Men it is kind of stripped from the comic books, but it does like divert itself a little bit with Hugh Jackman. Obviously, you know, it's a taller version of the character. But when it comes to Iron Man and Spider-Man, the Iron Man suit, that first like
Mark 1 or whatever they call it.
And that movie, I think MCU movies lost a lot of testosterone, like as I mean, thinking about Iron Man,
maybe a little bit.
There was so much test in that fucking movie. It was like so cool. Yeah. There was just so much badass shit going on. Yeah. Like Iron Man punching a hole through the wall and ripping the guy through it, and then like walking away from the explosion. And in the second movie, the him and Rhodes just dogging it out with the weights. Just like there's like it's like I feel like there's a lot of like good stuff in the MCU as time goes on. But yeah, Iron Man, what Jon Favreau did, we're diverting a little bit, but it is very like what Sam Raimi did to Spider-Man is kind of like what Jon Favreau did to the new age of Marvel. Yeah, they very much go hand in hand with how they were trying to tell their stories. Mm-hmm. And yeah, I totally agree with you.
So I am in agreement with you too. After you came to your epiphany here on set,
the Sips of Cinema,
the second Spider-Man is arguably better, but I will always gravitate to liking the first one more, just because it resonates more with me.
I agree with that sentiment. I think that there's different ways of liking something. Like you can like you can respect that like your favorite film of all time isn't the greatest film of all time, but you
acknowledge that is the greatest film of all time, but this one is still my favorite.
Yeah, exactly. Now we can move on to what a lot of people had a lot of issues with when it first happened, because obviously there was supposed to be a Spider-Man 4, which we actually didn't talk about, so we can talk about it a little bit. But sure. Spider-Man 4, as we divert into the Amazing Spider-Man movies. I wish I could say trilogy, but no, the only two Amazing Spider-Man films. There was supposed to be a Spider-Man 4, and it was supposed to have Vulture as the main villain, and it was supposed to be John Malkovich to play Vulture, which is the most fire casting ever.
That would have been perfect.
John Malkovich as Vulture.
Oh my gosh.
Would have been the most perfect casting in any comic book movie ever. And Sony, I love Sony. I have a lot of family over at Sony, but that was a big mistake. That was a big mistake.
Anytime anybody says John Malkovich, I immediately think of I don't know if it was like an SNL skit.
It was Bill Hader.
You sound exactly like this.
I don't sound anything like that. You sound exactly like this.
Imagine
Bill Hader. Yeah, I know. Yeah. John Malkovich is so good, and also Mysterio. So you know how? Oh, now this is a fun fact. So
there we go.
Yeah. So crap, what's his name? I can't believe it's Bruce Campbell.
Okay.
So you know how he shows up in every single Spider-Man movie. So in the first, he was the wrestling announcer that and then in the second one, he was at the theater. Yes. The guy that takes a ticket and keeps people out, and then he was also in the third one as the Italian hostess.
Yeah, wasn't he also in?
He's in all of Sam Raimi movies.
So multiverse movies.
Yeah, he was.
He
was
the hot dog stand.
The hot dog stand guy. Yeah, or like the pizza ball guy or whatever he was. Yeah. But anyways, so in Spider-Man 4. Bruce Campbell, who, like I said, appeared in all of Sam Raimi movies, but all of the previous Spider-Man movies, he was actually supposed to be Mysterio, and he was supposed to be undercover. Spider-Man 4 would have been like one of the greatest comic book movies ever. Seriously, the setup is so incredible.
Sam Raimi, I know you said that you're not going to make the movie. Please.
That's crazy. That is the most perfect setup ever.
That would have been incredible.
Just sneaking him throughout. I mean, and it makes so much sense. It's and he would have been a great Mysterio. Just his witted behavior. This is actually breaking my heart talking about it. That would have been so good.
Make the movie.
That would have, Sam Raimi, you're not watching this, but if anyone who knows Sam Raimi that's watching this, tell Sam Raimi to make Spider-Man 4. We need Spider-Man 4. We absolutely do. And
Sony, give him money.
Exactly. Yeah, Sony, you own Spider-Man. Just give him the money. He made Spider-Man this popular. What? Well, no.
I think the comics did that.
The live action version.
Also,
live action interpretations.
I don't know if this would be considered a fun fact, just because I feel like it's so widely known. But the only reason that Sony owns Spider-Man as a character is because of like a loophole, because of like a contract they did for a video game that they made for Spider-Man.
It's the same thing how Universal owns Hulk, the Incredible Hulk, and that they're kind of stingy with it too. Yeah. Sony's stingy with it. Yeah. I'll be honest, they're very stingy with it. Just give it up, Let them. But
give
actually,
it back to the OGs.
I actually no, because I mean, Sony has done a good job, except for Morbius and the movie that we just don't ever say the name of, Madam Web. But,
yeah, I was gonna say, I think I know what I think we're thinking of the same.
But the Spider-Verse movies are absolutely amazing, and we'll get to those later. But yes, Spider-Man 4 would have been so cool. Would have been the most perfect setup. And I mean, they had storyboards written out. It got announced. I mean, Sony had announced that Spider-Man 4 was going to get released, and then they just completely dropped it. And, I don't think there has ever been an official reason. The only like real reason that we know is that, they just wouldn't give Sam Raimi the funding. They were rushing him on Spider-Man 3, kind of diverted Sam Raimi from even wanting to work with Sony again. So it was kind of just a whole like, bad breakup kind of thing, which really sucks because that would have been such a good movie. And, maybe we'll still get it one day, but I mean, I part of me thinks that it's better to just be left, alone instead of trying to, because the only reason why they would bring it back is to just like I feel like it would not be good to its full potential because they would just be wanting to like get as much money on it as possible.
Yeah, I can see.
But
that.
I think if Sam Raimi was like fully in charge, because he still got it. He's still great. I mean, Send Help was good, and I think he still has it. I mean, we'll move on from this, but like Spider-Man 4 was just such a
missed opportunity.
But
I didn't even know any of that. That blew my mind.
Yeah, I know.
That would have been amazing.
It's crazy. And then they had storyboards written up for it. They had a script for it. I mean, they had everything for it. I think even John Malkovich was supposed to play. Well, no, he was supposed to play, but I think he was actually like already hired to play Vulture. Anyways, just an absolute heartbreak. But it's what eventually led us to getting Andrew Garfield. He was announced that he was going to be being the next live-action Spider-Man. I think it was in 2011.
Yeah,
because the first movie came out in 2012, which I remember watching it in theaters, and even because like at the time I was 10. So yeah, I know.
You're making me feel old, man.
I mean, you were 15.
16. Or if you were 10. I heard 2011.
Yeah,
and they added
yeah.
5. Yeah.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah.
But yeah. So I mean, The Amazing Spider-Man is definitely better than The Amazing Spider-Man 2, which I think a lot of people are going to be at my necks about. Spider-Man fanatics love Spider-Man 2. They like praise that movie, and I think it's just like, okay, quit being pretentious. Like, it is not great. Like it has some fun moments, and his suit looks cool. Cinematography's great. The color's great, and I think Hans Zimmer composed it. So I don't think Hans Zimmer did compose it, and the score is incredible. But the rest of it is just Electro is just not a good interpretation. I
thought it was really funny what they did with the Tom Holland. Why am I blanking on the name of the movie? The Spider-Man No Way Home?
Yes. Well, the third one?
Yeah, the third one.
Yeah, No Way Home.
I thought it was cool how when they brought Electro into the other universe that he looked different because it was different energy. I thought that was cool.
They did change it. They kind of like retconned it. But yeah,
the excuse they gave. I liked.
I did like Jamie Foxx. I think it was kind of weird how they made him like the most nerdy person in the world at first, and But anyways, all about Spider-Man. I think Andrew Garfield is a really fun Spider-Man. If I were to pick like the most nerdy looking version of a live action interpretation and like the most like Peter Parker-esque character that actually feels like Peter Parker, I would say Andrew Garfield wins that. Because even I can even be honest about Tobey Maguire. Too old. Not too old, but like to be a teenager, like he was just a little too old. Like he had a little bit of nerdiness to him and the quirkiness, but Andrew Garfield, I think at the time of making this, he was probably in his like early to mid 20s. I think. Yeah. I'm almost certain. So he definitely fit that like nerdy role with the glasses and represent because Tom Holland doesn't wear glasses. Yeah, I don't think he ever wore glasses.
No, I don't think so.
I don't think he did. because they never well they explored his beginning stages of Spider-Man, but they never showed him with glasses on. So, but anyways, Andrew Garfield is really fun as Spider-Man. What do you think of Andrew Garfield as Spider-Man?
So, I saw this once. I don't remember when it was. Mm-hmm. I think it was back when Tom Holland was like the new Spider-Man, mm-hmm. like when he became Spider-Man. I saw someone comparing the three of them, and it was Tobey Maguire is the best superhero mm-hmm. when it comes to Spider-Man. Andrew Garfield is the best neighborhood Spider-Man because he's more along like the little guy stuff. Like he's not like he swung down and he fixed this kid's science fair project. He beat up like the little thugs and like did all this like little time stuff before becoming an actual hero, and they focused more on like the neighborhood vibes and a little bit more on the sarcastic side, which is a really big thing for Peter Parker's character. He's a huge sarcastic.
Yeah, exactly.
Huge on sarcasm. And then Tom Holland was like a balance between the two, while also showing the actual youthful side of Peter Parker. Yeah, he's, in my opinion, at least the youngest looking Peter Parker.
Tom Holland?
Yeah. Tom Holland.
I agree. Yeah. I do agree. I think because well, I mean, he was. How old was he? Because Tom Holland. We'll get to Tom Holland because there's a lot I want to talk about him. So I guess we'll wait. But I think Tom Holland was. Because he's already been playing Spider-Man for almost 10 years. That's just crazy. Yeah, that's absolutely crazy. Actually, wait, no. Yeah, it has been 10 years. 2016 for Civil War. It's been 10 years. That is nuts. But we'll get to that later. Andrew Garfield, I think it's a bummer because Spider-Man 2 was a letdown, and I even remember thinking that when I first watched it, I was just not impressed by it. And then, it was the same shit. People like hated Spider-Man 2. Absolutely hated The Amazing Spider-Man 2. Hated The Amazing Spider-Man 2. Had nothing but bad things to say about it. And then just eventually all like the Spider-Man like fanatics just come out about it, just being like, it's so like misunderstood. It's so great. Like, and as much as I think I can watch it now and be like,
you can appreciate it.
I can have a little bit more fun with it because I do like the suit. I love Andrew Garfield and Emma Stone on screen together. I love Emma Stone. She's so great. But I think their chemistry on screen and how they ended her in Amazing Spider-Man 2 is heartbreaking. Every single time. It's horrifying.
I don't even have to see it. Yeah. I just have to think about it. Like, and I get chills.
I know. If there's one amazing scene... No pun intended.
I was about to do that.
If there was one amazing scene in The Amazing Spider-Man 2, it would be, as sad as it is to say, it would be that scene. Yep. It really showed Andrew Garfield's like acting potential. And as far as performance-wise, I think Andrew Garfield might give arguably the best performance. I think he does. I think it's Tom Holland. Well, it's really hard because they have different, like Tobey and Andrew have different, and actually, you know what? Tobey does a great job emotionally too, because he cried a lot in those movies too, especially in the third one. He did a great job. Actually, now that I think about it, the scene in Spider-Man 3, one, when he first finds out that the Sandman was responsible for his uncle's death, that scene is really raw and great, and he's angry, and you can really see his emotion like on full display. But the scene where I can't believe I didn't mention this when we were talking about it. But the final scene between him and Sandman, where Sandman, explains his whole story, explains, how it was an accident, like it was just like a complete accident, and he's like never been able to forgive himself for it. And then in that scene, Spider-Man, Tobey, Peter Parker forgives him. Now that scene is raw and amazing. Now that is like the Gwen Stacy, Peter Parker scene. That would be like the Gwen Stacy and Peter Parker scene of The Amazing Spider-Man 2. Yeah. Just amazing scene. So I think as far as acting goes, Tom Holland definitely, it's no competition. Tom Holland definitely comes in last for me. He's not like, he's still good as Spider-Man, but I don't think he compares.
I think in like the aspect of athleticism, he's amazing as Spider-Man.
Definitely the strongest.
Yes.
Definitely the strongest version of Spider-Man.
But he definitely like, Tobey showed a lot of growth in his acting in the movies, like development emotionally.
Yep.
But I still think that when it comes to the ability to like like the acting ability of Andrew Garfield when he gets emotional and cries is like gut wrenching.
It is.
It's
kind of disgusting. Actually,
it makes you feel so much.
Yep.
Because like I didn't even rewatch the second one, but just the way that he cried in the first one, like when his uncle died, like it's just I don't know what it was, and maybe it's just because like whenever I see Tobey Maguire now, a lot of the time I think of all the memes from the third movie, so like I don't take it as seriously.
He is very memeable.
But like seeing him cry over his uncle dying and that version, like the depiction of emotion is way less intense than Andrew Garfield's. And again, it might just be because I have meme lenses on whenever I see Tobey.
No, I think Tobey still does a great job.
Oh, he does.
In a different way. In the Ben scene, because he is just like breaking down. I think Andrew does a really good job like gravitating towards more of like panic and like genuine terror,
because you can hear he's like no
exactly
no.
And especially in the Gwen Stacy scene, like almost trying to like not being able to accept the fact that she's dead. And like I think that scene, oh yeah, it's getting me emotional even talking about it. But that the scene, so she smacks the ground, and I think the scene that really like makes the tears start flowing is when blood just starts coming out of her nose.
I did not want to be reminded of that.
I know. It's just like
I knew that it happened, but
the little detail of just like describing like how it actually like her brain's all messed up, like everything's just messed up, and it's that scene it like I don't know what it is. Like it was just like Spider-Man, The Amazing Spider-Man 2. If I to give it like a score out of 5, I'd probably get it like a 2.5. Like I don't think it's awful, but it's definitely not great. And The Amazing Spider-Man, the first one is like a 3. Like it's not much better, but it's a little better.
Was there ever a 3 that was supposed to happen, or no? For that one, since we were talking about movies that never happened.
No, well, yes, there was. I think that it was less in development than Spider-Man 4 was, but there was, and they canceled it because I believe The Amazing Spider-Man. I don't. Well, it's a Spider-Man movie. It had to have done well at the box office.
I think it was a contract issue between him and like a different movie, so they pushed it off for Civil War.
Honestly,
and then they had a different actor.
It was probably like they probably kept shelving it until it just became irrelevant, and like obviously the second one didn't get like a good enough attention. It may have made less than the first one, maybe. And I feel it's a Spider-Man movie. It had to have made a ton of money, but I think it did make less than the first. Correct me if I'm wrong. I mean, I'm not like I don't have all those prices memorized. I do have some though. But
he can whip some stuff out just like that.
But yeah, there was supposed to be a third because they teased at the end. They teased the Sinister Six project because they had like the Dr. Octopus. They had the Vulture wings. Oh yeah, but if they were like the terrible thing is freaking Green Goblin in that movie sucked so much.
Oh my god. I mean, just like he looked more like a non-green
disgusting.
Yeah.
Disgusting. I actually remember like when it first came out, and I remember you and Dad went to go see it in the theaters, and then
he needs braces.
And then you came out of it because I believe me and my mom had seen something else or something, I don't know, and I was like, "How was it?" And you were like, "Green Goblin is disgusting." And I didn't know what you meant, and I was like, "Disgusting? What do you mean?" And he's like, "You'll understand what I mean when you see it." And then like I totally understand because he is just like super disgusting. I think they just over complicated the design of the villains and didn't really give much heart. Like honestly, if you think about it, like The Amazing Spider-Man 2 had like a very similar problem to Spider-Man 3.
Yeah.
Just too many villains, just way too many villains, because Spider-Man 3 had
well, what was
Sandman,
The Amazing Spider-Man 2? It was Electro, Goblin.
It was Electro, Green Goblin, and then Rhino.
That's right.
And then Spider-Man 3 was Venom, Sandman, and Harry Osborn's Green Goblin.
Yeah.
And there was just too much going on, and that was the same exact problem with I mean, I think Paul Giamatti had a fun performance as Rhino, but it was just way too over the top, and just
And not memorable.
No, not memorable at all.
Unfortunately, I love him as an actor, but that was not memorable. Because like you were saying that he was a part of the movie, and I was like, I feel like he was only in there for like 2 minutes.
Yeah, and he really was. He was at the very beginning and then at the very end. Pretty cool Rhino suit, though. I mean,
it was. Yeah.
Rhino in the comics is not a mech suit, but still a cool interpretation. But they were trying to set up the Sinister Six, which I think would have been cool. And then we kind of got the Sinister Six with Spider-Man No Way Home.
Yeah.
We'll get to that because now we're talking about Spider-Man, Tom Holland Spider-Man, which got announced. So Captain America: Civil War was coming out in 2016, and then it had gotten announced that Spider-Man was going to show up in it. And I remember just like everyone losing their fucking minds, including me, because at the time, I mean, Spider-Man still, it's Wolverine and Spider-Man. Those are my two favorite superheroes. So,
Spider-Man's still my favorite. Yeah, has been for a while.
So when that was announced, I was just so excited. And then they released the clip of him with Tony Stark saying "on a roost," and then him coming down and grabbing Captain America's shield. That might be honestly like one of the best scenes in all of MCU. I think it's so cold. I think it's such a good scene.
It's
and
very
like
good.
I think I kind of think that it almost would have been better to not announce to everyone that Spider-Man was going to show up and then release that scene prior to releasing the movie, because like imagine watching a Captain America movie where Ant-Man, Scarlet Witch, Black Widow, Black Panther, they're all coming. Well, actually we didn't know about Black Panther, but and then Spider-Man just shows up. Like, what?
Imagine they just don't show it at all.
Exactly. Like, that would have been so good. But it's still, I think that Spider-Man suit is still one of my absolute favorites. I think I love that suit.
Phenomenal.
It's like the closest to, not in respect to Tom Holland's suit. Mm-hmm. It's like, besides his new one for Brand New Day, which we'll talk about because, but as far as honestly, all of the suits in Civil War are the best versions of everyone's suit, in my opinion. I think it's the best Iron Man suit. I think it's the best Spider-Man, the best Captain America, Black Widow. There's not much there, but it's cool. It's great.
Yeah.
I think, especially Ant-Man. I think Ant-Man, that is the best Ant-Man suit, and then they butchered it in Ant-Man and the Wasp. They absolutely butchered it. But I think every single suit, Scarlet Witch, they absolutely. Civil War is my favorite. It's that and Infinity War right next to each other. I love Civil War, and I think the way that they introduced Spider-Man, with Tom Holland as Spider-Man, into the MCU was done to perfection. Mm-hmm. Because I think, let's see, he's been in Civil War, and then he was in Homecoming. He was in Infinity War. He was in Spider-Man: Far From Home, and then he was in Avengers. Endgame, and then he was in Spider-Man No Way Home. So is that 6 movies? Is that a total list? It's only 6 movies.
I think so, yeah.
6. I thought maybe there was one more, but I think it's just 6 movies. So good. And then they announced that Spider-Man Homecoming was coming out, and that was coming out in the same year that Logan was coming out. So we were fucking eating the best I think that we've ever ate for Marvel content in a long time. I think like people are going to say, no, we have Doomsday, and then no, we had Endgame. No. In my personal opinion, I think Logan and Spider-Man Homecoming, that was peak. That was like peak. And I missed that time. I remember I was in...
you went to go see Logan so many times.
I know. I saw it, I think at least... Well, to some people, this might not even sound a lot, but I think I saw it 5 times in theaters.
But back then, because
I was in high school. I was in high school. I was just about to say that. I remember I was in like a social studies class, and I was with my buddies at the time, and I was talking to them about how excited I was for Logan, and then they had announced the title for the Spider-Man movie, Spider-Man Homecoming. I was like, oh yes, yes, a new Spider-Man film, let's go.
He's always been like this.
Yeah, I know. When I get really, I haven't. Well,
I just mean it's not only because you make content now. You've been like this way before. You started making content.
I used to be more obsessed with like Marvel content because it used to be good. We still, I love my Marvel family, and you guys still make fun movies, but it was definitely kicking it. Like, it was Civil War, Homecoming, Black Panther, Infinity War, Endgame, Logan, Deadpool 2. There is just so much good stuff coming out of that time. And Spider-Man Homecoming, I think I loved it when I first watched it. I think as I rewatch it now, it's not one of my favorite Spider-Man movies. I think it's still a very fun Spider-Man movie because a lot of people agree. Even some of my friends say they hate Spider-Man Homecoming. I was like, okay, I don't know how you can hate it. I think that they do kind of get Spider-Man right a little bit more as we go down the road. But I really like all of the Tom Holland Spider-Man movies. I even love Far From Home. That movie's hilarious.
Yep.
That movie's absolutely hilarious. I love the teachers. I think that there's so much, I just think it's so great. I think that Mysterio was kind of wasted, but I think that Jake Gyllenhaal does a great job as Mysterio. Yes. I think he does do a great job. But what did you think of Homecoming? Because I know did you rewatch that one?
No, I only rewatched the first Toby, the first
gotcha.
Garfield, and then we pushed back recording because I got sick and I didn't feel like watching Spider-Man movies.
Yeah.
But Homecoming, for me, the movie felt like an intro to a new trilogy.
Sorry, I blanked out for a second. Homecoming.
Yeah. Homecoming.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I
what did I say?
No, I think you did. I just was looking at the light, and I just was like blinking. I was just like,
yeah. So
yeah,
I thought Homecoming felt, even when I saw it for the first time.
Yeah.
I thought it was good, but I thought that it felt like the start of a new trilogy.
Oh yeah.
That's how I've always viewed it.
Yep. I totally agree.
I think it's good, but it got better.
Yes, it does. I love Vulture because I think we were talking about Vulture as John Malkovich playing him potentially for the Spider-Man 4 movie, and I think that was like the best casting. But I honestly think Michael Keaton is great too. I think he did a really good job. And that was the second time him playing a Birdman character for Birdman.
Yeah.
But which, by the way, Birdman, masterpiece. Love that movie. Haven't seen it? Watch it. Michael Keaton's an absolute star in it. But he's great. He is so good as Vulture, and honestly, probably one of my what is it? Guilty pleasure villains in the MCU. I think
I can see it.
As far as people if they come up to you and be like, "What's your favorite MCU villain?" I would probably say Killmonger from Black Panther or Thanos. But I think
sleeper pick.
Yeah, I think a sleeper pick is definitely Vulture.
He did it justice. He did a really.
He
good
did
job.
A great job.
And being Vulture's part of the Sinister Six, right?
Yes.
Isn't he? Yeah. So I mean, he was definitely sinister.
Exactly. Yeah.
He was
exactly.
He definitely was one of the six that were sinister.
Yep. Yeah. For sure. And I think that would have been cool to see him return because he did return as Vulture in Morbius, which I did not watch. I just did not watch that movie.
I saw that one scene.
Mm-hmm.
You know the scene. The he's like, was he like?
It's
dancing?
Morbin time.
Yeah, it's Morbin time. Yeah. No, but I saw it was the scene. All right. It was just the scene that went around when the movie was coming out. What? One of the buttons on the chair.
Is your mic off?
No, it's on. Oh, what the hell? Wait, is my mic picking up? Why is it red?
What do you mean? Why is it red?
Like there's red squares around the mic.
Oh, is yours also gray on the other side?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, then it should be good.
But why is it red?
Good question.
They've never been red.
Oh, maybe it means that they're dying.
Oh, maybe.
It might be like low battery. Anyways, where were we? We were talking about Vulture. Just sleeper pick. Yeah. I think Vulture's a really good villain. And then as we move on, because we talked about Far From Home 2, Spider-Man No Way Home. Okay. Well, let's talk about Infinity War because he had a good role in Infinity War 2. I hated the suit. I fucking hate that suit so much. I hate nanotechnology. I hate it. I think nanotechnology.
Nanotech sucks.
I hate Iron Man's suit in that movie too. I think nanotechnology is just like one of the biggest mistakes that it's like high tech and whatever and and I just love
it's way too reliant on CGI. For
exactly.
Me. Way too.
I know that in Civil War Iron Man's suit was also CGI, but something feels so damn good about it's still unrealistic obviously, but something feels so much better about like pieces of his armor coming out of him rather than just like nanotech covering his skin. Like, you know how his helmet just like morphs around him and it like actually is building itself. I think that's awesome. I miss when Iron Man's mask actually comes up. I miss that. Yeah. But anyways, Spider-Man in Infinity War. Am I the only one Am I the only one that did not get emotional when Spider-Man died?
I mean, I feel like he did a.
It was a good-ish performance, but that's not why. It's because why would they kill off Spider-Man when we know that there's another movie coming out?
Oh yeah, well yeah, that's
like
true.
I get people can get sad because the scene itself is emotional, but people were genuinely getting like sad. Like, is Spider-Man coming back? Like, what are we gonna do? Like, you do know that Far From Home was just announced. Like, yes, he's coming back.
Far From Home could have also taken place before.
And that's what some people were saying, but it's like, no, he's not. Like, no, that's not. I think no.
I think. From like seeing it I think what also might be
Far
your
From
reason
Home was set before it.
Yeah,
was set before, but in my head I was just like, they're not killing off Spider-Man. They're not killing off.
They would not do
that. Just like they're not killing off
but
Spider-Man.
I think the other reason why you might be borderline desensitized to it is because didn't you see that movie? Didn't you see Infinity War like 12 times or something crazy like that?
Well, even the first time I saw it, I watched him fade away. I thought the scene was shocking because I was like, oh shit, like that shit just got real. Which, by the way, the ending of Infinity War might be the best ending to any MCU film.
Agreed. Agreed. They should have stopped there.
Yeah, it was so
not literally.
Well, Endgame is peak too, but Infinity War
nowhere near as good as Infinity War. For me, anyway.
When everyone started dusting away, I was shocked and I was like, oh shit. But then when they like had the scene of him and like, if I were to watch it now, I think I'd get a little more emotional. I think I'm attached to my emotions a little bit more than I was when I was in high school, but I still think I would just, I don't know. I just remember at the time I was like, they did not just kill off Spider-Man. Like, he's gonna come back. Like, he just now started getting real in the MCU. Why would they get rid of Spider-Man? That's their biggest moneymaker. Like, why would they do that?
I think so. In terms of like an emotional performance, Tobey Maguire, Andrew Garfield, they all did like emotional performances on their own. I feel like the emotional performance of Tom Holland's character is different because it was also with RDJ.
That's true.
It was their chemistry.
He has another emotional performance.
Well, yeah,
with Aunt May.
Yeah.
But continue.
In Infinity War. I mean,
yeah.
That one specifically, I feel like it resonated because it wasn't just him. It was him and like his mentor.
Gotcha. Yeah,
and,
like the person, the father, son.
Yes.
Yeah.
And him saying, "I don't feel so good."
If someone has the best performance in that scene, it's Robert Downey Jr. He is just like he was just like, what the fuck is going? Like, what?
I
like that.
Chills.
Yeah, he is. Damn, he is so good.
Mm-hmm.
Robert Downey Jr. Tropic Thunder.
I saw a clip about that movie.
I know.
Have you seen the clip? You probably have. But there's like a scene where they're talking.
I don't read the script. The script reads me.
Yeah, well, something like that. But it was like later he's like, "Come on, just forget about the script, man." And then see him break character. And then he immediately lock back in.
I posted it on my Instagram and it got like 400,000 likes. But it was like, I forget. He says it. He like kind of mumbles his words, so it's kind of hard to hear what he says. But it's just, he was like, "I don't read the script reads me." And then Jay Baruchel was, "What the hell does that even mean?" And he was like,
"Forget about the script,
give it to the script. Spit that shit out, man." It's so good.
Such a good movie.
It is such a good movie. It's such a good movie. Too bad he went up against Heath Ledger for that Oscar. Because if it weren't for Heath Ledger, which was deserving of that Oscar, he would have won it. So good. But anyways, he definitely is like the showstopper of that scene and makes it as emotional as it can be. Tom Holland's great. Tom Holland's a good actor, and I think he does a good job in that scene. But I just didn't find that scene like emotional. I think from the point of view of it being like that father-son. Him being his mentor and him really seeing him as a dad,
and then it was flipped in the other one,
exactly.
Game one,
exactly. But yeah, so it was Infinity War, and then we got Far From Home, which was set before it, and then we got Endgame, which brought everyone back. Great movie, fun movie. Spider-Man came back. And then we got Spider-Man No Way Home was the next. Yeah, that was the next movie that he was in. And the last movie that Tom Holland was in as Spider-Man. And honestly, I think I still like that movie. And I've rewatched it probably 5 times. Not in theaters, just 5 times in general, like on my own time. And honestly, I think that it is like so fun for the nostalgia, like with Andrew Garfield. I mean, that's like being in the theater for that was so freaking cool. Like just so awesome, so peak, like amazing, amazing, amazing. But it is one of the most unfunny scripts I think I've ever watched.
Yeah.
It is like so painfully. I just like I think it's Ned and MJ. They just have like they just say some of the worst jokes in the movie, and it's so bad. Like it's so cringy. And that's kind of like what pulls me out of it. And the script itself is a bit messy. It's quite convoluted. Because it has just a lot going on. And like I said at the beginning of the video, like Sandman being Sand the entire movie is just super distracting, super distracting. Not a bad movie. Still a really fun movie. I would rewatch it like in a heartbeat, specifically for Tobey Maguire, Andrew Garfield, and J.K. Simmons coming back in a different version of J. Jonah Jameson, but basically himself. But yeah, so Spider-Man No Way Home. What was your like? Because you saw it in theaters, right?
Yeah.
I think
I've seen every Marvel movie in theaters.
What was like? What do you feel? Yeah. What do you feel about like the whole like all of them coming back? Like, what was your reaction?
First time experiencing it, I kind of already knew it was going to happen.
I feel like everyone
I had
did.
Leaks too.
Yeah.
But I feel like it wasn't as strong, but it was very similar to the scene when Captain America picked up the hammer.
Yes,
it was like the theater.
It was
like
the like
reaction to
moment.
it. Yeah,
it basically was.
I thought it was really cool. Not really even just for the movie, but for the potential of having those characters have their storylines again.
Yes,
like I feel like bridging the multiverses and like seeing Toby reappear and seeing Andrew reappear and all that kind of stuff. It gave me hope that it's probably unlikely that we'll get it, but there's a chance that we have another movie with them in it.
Yeah, and I think we will. I think we will potentially see that. I mean, it's basically confirmed. It hasn't been confirmed by Marvel, but there has been a lot of reliable sources, leaking images and getting information out. And it's basically confirmed that Tobey Maguire is going to be returning for Secret Wars and for Doomsday, which is awesome.
Oh, I mainly meant for like the potential to have their own movie.
Oh, own movie. Gotcha. I think
seeing them in other movies is also really cool.
That would be. I would much rather prefer that over like I would much rather see us get a Spider-Man 4. Like if I could give up Secret Wars, I would, or Doomsday, I would. If it meant,
I'm very curious to see how RDJ plays.
I mean, I am too, but like for Spider-Man 4.
Oh yeah, no, in a heartbeat, I'd give up. I would give up a whole year of new movies in general just to see that movie.
Actually, let's clip farm real quick.
All right.
yeah.
Before our mics die.
Yeah, you can cut here if you want. But question: would you rather? How are we gonna frame this question about giving up Doomsday to have Spider-Man 4, or let's see. Would you rather give up Avengers Secret Wars and Avengers Doomsday to get Spider-Man 4, the Sam Raimi Spider-Man 4, or would you rather there never have been any of the Sam Raimi Spider-Man movies?
Whoa, that's okay. Yo, what the hell? All right. Would I rather wait? So there's just no opportunity for us to just keep the timeline the way that it is?
No. So if you pick Avengers Doomsday and Avengers Secret Wars, then the Sam Raimi Spider-Man movies cease to exist.
No, hell no.
Okay, so you'd rather get
Spider-Man. I'd rather
4?
Have Spider-Man 4, and keep the Tobey Maguire. Sam Raimi.
Yeah. What would you rather have? Would you rather get rid of all the Sam Raimi movies to have the new Avengers movies come out, or would you rather have Spider-Man 4?
That's such a weird. That took such a turn. I wasn't expecting that.
I know. But anyways, clip farming at its finest. But that'll get all the views. Probably not. But anyways,
we're sitting on our 30 views. I don't know why I checked my non-Apple
30 views on this. But yeah, so Now we're through the Tom Holland movies. Well, I guess we were still on Spider-Man No Way Home, and still a fun movie, good movie, and I think that it's it set up a lot as far as where the MCU is headed down the road with time travel, the multiverse.
Time travel is always messy.
I know
that was probably the only thing I didn't like about Endgame was the fact that they I understand that they had to, but anytime time travel is included in any movie or any franchise, it's always really messy for me.
Yeah.
The only ones that I excuse, one's a movie and one's an anime. The only ones that I excuse are Back to the Future, just because it's like nostalgic trip. It's amazing. Yeah. It's my childhood. It's whatever, and I don't take that.
Well, and it keeps it simple.
Yeah,
it's basically like you're gonna go back in time, and then like you cease to exist if you stay there too long. It keeps it simple, unlike Endgame.
Yeah. Or if you change something, something else will change in the future. The butterfly effect or whatever.
Which they actually even make the joke in Endgame about Back to the Future.
Yeah.
We're gonna Back to the Future this
and
shit,
then the other one that I excuse, because in my opinion, and I won't go too into it because this isn't an anime podcast, but if you guys haven't watched it, you should watch it. It's my favorite anime of all time, Steins Gate. Hands down, probably my favorite and the best depiction of time travel, period. It's amazing, very, very good. But anytime they include time travel in anything like this, and I don't know, to me it just felt really sloppy. It just felt sloppy in Endgame.
In Endgame, it was definitely time travel just doesn't exist. So I mean, I guess there are ways. I guess you could be like, well, time travel doesn't exist anyway, so it can kind of be however we want it to be. But also at the same time, they were kind of contradicting themselves with how it works, because they say, well, if you go back in time and you change things, it's not going to change your current future. But at the end of Endgame, old Steve comes back, which suggests that in the time that he went back in time, that means that their time doesn't exist anymore, and that he completely lived out his life and then somehow found his way either back to that universe or they completely ignored their own rule.
The other thing that I saw, and I saw this in a clip, and hopefully I'm not draining the life on our mics so we can get through the rest of the podcast.
No, I think we're good. I'm sure we're good.
I saw a clip that was talking about how it was really funny. When they went back to get the stone, or to get the Tesseract, is that what they went back for initially?
Yeah. From Loki.
Not from Loki. When they went back in time, they stopped by.
Well, at first they went back to 2012
when Tony saw
New
his
York.
Dad. When Tony saw his dad.
to get the Tesseract. Because they failed the next time, which leads to the Loki series.
Captain also took the Pym particles.
Yes.
To continue the time travel. He did that to get back.
Yeah.
But I thought that was really funny how Pym blames Stark for stealing his tech when it was Cap that took it.
Oh, that's funny. So I never really made that connection.
It created their.
Sorry.
I'm over here trying not to do that because I'm the one that's sick, and you're just hogging a Luke.
Cut that out.
Okay.
I had a bubble in my throat, and it's still there.
Well, where do you want me to cut that?
I don't know.
I was in the middle of a sentence.
I don't know.
I was in the middle of a fun fact.
I don't know. You can put up a sensor, technical difficulties. Anyway.
Okay, so anyways. So Pym hates Stark because Cap stole his formula, not because Stark did.
Yeah.
Anyways.
But, so Spider-Man No Way Home, and then
I don't know how I'm gonna figure that out.
It's okay. Honestly, I really don't care either way. I have a bubble in my throat. It's really annoying. But Spider-Man No Way Home ends with us getting the Peter Parker that we all know, the one that's struggling with no money and is in the shitty apartment and making his own suits, and just now that no one knows him anymore, or knows of his existence, especially MJ and Ned. And then the last moments of it are we see him in this new Spider-Man suit, which is actually not the exact suit that we're seeing in Brand New Day. It's similar. But what I love so much about it is that it's almost like Tom Holland's suit mixed with Andrew Garfield's suit, and it's so good. It's so nice. I mean, the new Brand New Day suit is so freaking cool. I am so excited for Brand New Day.
Yeah.
Like, I can't wait for them to drop the trailer for it. I think there's like, there's some rumors about when it's supposed to drop, and I think it was supposed to drop during the Super Bowl, and then they didn't drop it, but there have been some rumors that it's dropping pretty soon, so I'm very, very excited for that. But now that we've talked about all the Spider-Man... Wait, actually, there's one more thing that I wanted to mention that I could have mentioned at the beginning of the video, but now that I'm thinking about it, there was, in the 90s, there was supposed to be, I'm pretty sure, I want to say it was going to be a Spider-Man film directed by David Fincher, and it was supposed to star Leonardo DiCaprio, and it was supposed to be R-rated. Yeah.
Okay.
So it was supposed to be like filled with sex and violence and just like this very different version. And then that is what eventually morphed into Sam Raimi's. I'm pretty sure, actually, I'm going to look it up because I'm pretty sure it was supposed to be David Fincher.
You know, while you're looking that up, you were talking about, and I think, I don't know if it was actually, but at the end of No Way Home, when he's a nobody that nobody knows anymore, is that actually the same apartment that they had in Toby, or was it supposed to be modeled after the one that Toby had, the shitty apartment?
Well, actually, because
it looks just like
looks very similar to the third. To the third,
yeah.
His apartment. It does look just like the faded, like the chipping white paint. It does look like it a lot, and I think they had to have like taken some inspiration from it. But yeah, I did get confirmation. David Fincher. So in 2002, David Fincher was supposed to direct a Spider-Man, an R-rated Spider-Man movie. Starring Leonardo DiCaprio as Spider-Man, that was supposed to be super grown up with language, violent, sex, and that eventually morphed into the one that we all know and love, the Sam Raimi trilogy. But in 2002, that's what we got, the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man movie. So that's pretty cool.
That's interesting. So,
we were talking about like people saying like we want a Logan style like R-rated Spider-Man, but there was supposed to be a R-rated, but honestly, a David Fincher Spider-Man movie would go like unequivocally hard. I think that would be super, super cool.
Maybe there's still time.
Like a Seven kind of like detective Spider-Man movie. That would have been so cool. But yeah, so that was just a fun fact that I wanted to include, but forgot to at the beginning. Now that we've gone through all of the live action ones, we can talk a little bit because I think we're running out of time. Just so we don't have to have bad quality for the rest of the video. But the Spider-Verse movies. So I mean like masterpieces, but so just like they have changed so much in cinema.
Yeah.
Like they have redefined animation.
Yeah, they reignited it for sure.
Like
didn't the first Spider-Verse movie happen before Arcane? Or did Arcane come first?
Arcane was 2020.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because like I almost guarantee you that the Spider-Verse is what led to Arcane happening.
Yeah,
because Arcane also stepped up to the plate and changed the way animation looks and stuff.
Yep,
dude.
I know.
God,
and it's so crazy
good.
to think that movie's almost 10 years old. It's 8 years old.
Dude.
I know. It makes me feel old.
Saying that shit makes my back hurt.
I know. Seriously.
Oh my god.
But yeah, I mean,
I'm gonna need help getting out of this chair.
But yeah, Into the Spider-Verse, I mean, it is remarkably good. It's remarkably good.
The soundtrack.
The visuals, I know. Sunflower, Post Malone. Posty, I love you. Posty, my favorite. Posty, my homie. But yeah, Into the Spider-Verse is absolutely incredible. And yes, it did lead to so many. I mean, it led to the animation style for Puss in Boots, The Last Wish. I mean, that movie is beautiful too. There's another movie that DreamWorks released, The Wild Robot that
was amazing.
Yeah, shared very similar.
It was very good.
Yep,
very good. I don't know if you saw it, but it was phenomenal.
Oh, I did see it. It's great. It's really, it is really, really good. But just so many, and like you said, Arcane. I think Arcane was in development even before Into the Spider-Verse, but I do think that Into the Spider-Verse did help the animation of that because it shared very similar like 2D, 3D kind of. Klaus, another great example of like just different like revolutionary animation. Just I love Klaus. Klaus is my favorite Christmas movie of all time. It's so freaking good. But yeah, Into the Spider-Verse is just a one of a kind movie. Shocker. I remember when that movie was announced, I wasn't like super convinced because I was like, animated Spider-Man movie, like is this like gonna be, is it just gonna be like a kid's Spider-Man movie, kind of like you'd see on like Disney XD or something like that? And then they released the trailer for it, and I was like, holy moly! And then the movie came out, and all these like insane reviews were coming out about it. Which actually, speaking of the directors of those movies, Phil Lord and crap, I'm blanking on the second guy's name.
They're doing the Noire one, aren't they?
No, but no, they're doing. We're gonna talk. So they're doing. They're directing the Project Hail Mary with Ryan Gosling, which we have an episode that we're gonna film in a couple weeks, closer to when that movie's coming out. But yeah, same directors as Into the Spider-Verse are directing that movie.
Oh, sweet!
And it's already being called a masterpiece, so I'm very excited for it. But I am just the Into the Spider-Verse movies. They're so great, and then Across the Spider-Verse, just it might honestly be better than Into the Spider-Verse. I think Into the Spider-Verse, just like how we say that Spider-Man 2 is better than Spider-Man 1, but we have such a deep connection to the original because of nostalgia. It's kind of the same thing, but also Into the Spider-Verse is shorter. It's a lot. It moves by super quick, so it's really a nice, easy, fun watch. Great villains. I even love Kingpin. I think him being so big is like just so camp and awesome. I think it's a lot of people were complaining like. There's one complaint I had about Into the Spider-Verse, it would be the size of Kingpin. And I was like, no, I freaking love that he's so big. That came up with memes too, like him with Markiplier's face.
I remember that, yeah.
It's so funny. Hello, everybody. My name is Markiplier. But yeah, so Across the Spider-Verse, absolutely. And they're really good, like, they're kids movies. Like, yeah, they're colorful, they're distracting, they're great, but they're like adult movies too. I mean, Kingpin was like sliming people left to right in that movie. Like, I mean, he literally shot his uncle right in front of him, like Miles' uncle right in front of him with a real gun, by the way, not like, oh, we can't have a real gun in this movie, so we're just gonna make it look like a squirt gun. No, it was a real gun.
Yeah.
In a PG movie. So these movies just know how to do it. They know how to freaking nail the Spider-Man persona, the Miles Morales, the teenage persona, and it's genuinely Miles Morales is genuinely, I think, like he might be like my second favorite interpretation of Spider-Man. I don't know. I think Miles Morales just does such a great job. Like as far as like the writing and how they handle his character, it's so good. And they also, you probably didn't watch it, but they released, I think it was like on Spider-Man Day, either last year or 2 years ago, but they released a short film after the release of Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. And it was this, like, I think it was like something like a 6-minute or something short film of him like having literal like just like nightmares and like visions of like the spider taking over. It was like right after he'd gotten bitten, and it was like him in his room and him being like consumed by spiders, and it was just like really like diving into anxiety and like self-consciousness, and it was just so freaking good. I trust Sony and I trust the filmmakers with everything when it comes to that. And I am so excited for the third. I think it's Beyond the Spider-Verse.
I think so, yeah.
I am so
I can't wait.
excited for it.
As long as they stop delaying it.
I know. I mean, hey, that is it's kind of the only movie that I will like be like, hey, that is okay, because it took them 5 years to get us the second one. If it takes 5 years, because I think it did get delayed to like 28, which is another 5 years, I am totally fine with that.
It's kind of like in my mindset, from like a gaming sense, like they delayed Breath of the Wild, Zelda Breath of the Wild forever. And I'm so glad they did.
Exactly.
That game is perfect.
Exactly. Same thing with Cyberpunk. They released that first teaser in like 2012, and then it didn't release until I think it was like 2020 or something.
It was like COVID. It was like in COVID,
honestly, I put like 60 hours into that game, and everyone was complaining about it lagging. I had no issues with it. Now we'll divert from that because we're not talking about that. But anyways, basically just stuff like this. Take all the time you need.
Exactly.
Do not mess it up. Yep. Like, we trust you. Take all the time you need, like, because we just need this last movie to be just like phenomenal, and I know it will be. I'm so excited for it. But yeah, so that covers all the Spider-Mans, and now we'll touch base a little bit on Spider-Noir, the new series coming to Amazon Prime Video. I'm really excited for it. I mean, I watched the trailer a couple times, and there were hints to some villains that are going to be there, like Electro, Sandman, Molten Man. I believe that's his name, and Human Spider. And there was just so many cool things. Nicolas Cage, it looks so funny. Like
I
just
love it.
He did like his his trademark weird dance move thing, like ha do like that's not more like Adam Sandler, but just like his weird his Chalamet. But yeah, like his just weird, just like Nicolas Cage persona, and he's bringing it just like so. And by the way, they're releasing it in 2 different formats, and it's color and black and white. And if you watch it in color as your first watch, you're just
crazy,
not living life correctly at all. I love that they released it in color because I think it will be interesting to be able to compare, you know, like black and white. It's kind of like how they made like Logan, the Noire, which is so good. But this is like, it would be stupid to watch it in color. Like it would, I mean, as your first watch. Like if you watch the show only once and decide to watch it in color, like I plan on watching it both.
I'm gonna watch it both ways.
Yeah, I'm gonna watch it both just to like see like how much, because it's gonna differ a lot. Like the way that they shot this movie is specifically designed for series.
Or show.
We're talking about movies.
Yeah.
Series, it's a series. But the way and also I'm very disappointed they are releasing, I think there's 11 episodes, which that's great, but all at once.
Oh, well, I mean, that's good for me. I love binging.
I love binging stuff too, but I also like looking forward to something. Like I have my meal ready and I'm gonna watch the newest episode of Spider-Noir, but now I have to watch it all at once because everyone's gonna be spoiling it.
Yeah,
which is fine. I mean, I'm excited to do that too. But the way that they specifically shot this show, like you can tell, they specifically shot it with specific lighting so that it looks so perfect in black and white. Like that's literally what the show in the comic book is designed for. It's black and white, and I think it would be so cool because they have like the Rubik's Cube joke in the movie. I think even though they're different Spider-Mans, I think it would be really cool. Which actually was the Rubik's Cube invented in the 40s? Because this takes place in like Nazi.
I actually don't know. I think it would be really cool though if they like have one scene even in the black and white where they like pan past his desk and there's just like a colorful cube sitting there.
Yeah, or something like something, because what I thought, because I don't think they're gonna, because they said that they are going to explain why his name is Ben Reilly, because Ben, like I said at the beginning, Ben Reilly is already a Spider-Man. It's Scarlet Spider, so it's very weird why they chose Ben Reilly's name. Because
it could be an alias because he's an undercover agent. Like, that's what it is.
It might just be an alias, and maybe his name still is Peter Parker. And because they did say that they will explain it, and it will make sense once you watch the show. But I was saying that, like, what if they ended this show? Because I don't know if it's a limited series or not. But what if they ended this show with like Nicolas Cage as Spider-Noir in his getup, and all we see is like color start to slowly like consume the screen in like it's in like it's a whirlpool, and then he gets like sucked into the Spider-Verse, and that's where Into the Spider-Verse, like that's where
I could see it.
Like we don't get to see the scene in live action, but that's just like where it ends, like just this bright light, and then that's where the show ends. I think that could be cool. I think maybe a little too safe.
I think it's also fine if there's another Ben Reilly, because I mean there's 3 Peter Parkers.
Well, yeah. Exactly.
Different timelines.
Except it's not a different Ben. Those are just different Peter Parkers. This is also a Peter Parker. It's not like, so Ben Reilly is his own Spider-Man, Scarlet Spider. So what you're saying is like, yeah, there could be different Ben Reillys. Yes, there could be different Scarlet Spiders in different universes. But this is like, Spider-Noir has never been called Ben Reilly in any of the comic books. So,
that's true.
Yeah,
okay,
so he's not. Yeah. It's not like it's his own like Ben Reilly. Like if there was a different timeline or a different universe with a Spider-Noir, his name would also be Peter Parker.
No. I see what you mean. I see what you mean.
But so yeah, I think it'll be interesting to see how they explain that, because I think that's kind of like a crazy, like by the way, that's already a Spider-Man's name. How are they going to explain that? And I don't think it's that big of a deal.
Yeah.
Because I think they know what they're doing as far as, because I mean the show looks great. It looks so good. I think
it looks phenomenal.
Hey everyone, I'm literally recording this in my room. Sorry about the random cutoff at the end of the video.
The mics gave out, but you only missed 3 minutes. So basically just the outro of the video. You watched the entire video. So don't worry, you didn't miss anything, but I do apologize for this little technical difficulty. We will see you in the next video. Thank you so much for sticking around to the very end. We very much appreciate it. See you next week.